Hello folks, this is Aitanat Jha from InspiredToRise.com, and today we have the Xiaomi's Mi 4i as well as the Coolpad Note 3 smartphone here with us for a full comparison review between these two devices. On a first glance, it is visible that the Coolpad Note 3 is a comparatively larger smartphone. When it comes to the display size also, the Coolpad Note 3 has a 5.5-inch 720p display, while the Xiaomi Mi 4i has a 5-inch Full HD display. And when you compare the back and finish of both of these smartphones, so the Coolpad Note 3 features a baby skin finish while the Xiaomi Mi 4i has a plastic back. And when you compare the thickness of both of these smartphones, the Mi 4i is a little bit thinner, and the overall look and feel of both of these devices is really great. And when it comes to the overall design sense also, both of these devices feel really solid in the hand. So let us just move forward and show you few more things about these smartphones. Inside the hood, both of these smartphones feature an octa-core processor. The Mi 4i has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 chipset, whereas the Coolpad Note 3 has a MediaTek MT6735 chipset. Both of them have octa-core CPUs and, as is visible, have a 28nm architecture. And the GPU on the Coolpad Note 3 is a Mali T720, while that on the Xiaomi Mi 4i is the Adreno 405. The RAM on the Coolpad Note 3 is significantly higher at 3GB, while that on the Mi 4i is just 2GB. And because of the fact that the MIUI is a little bit heavy on the system, so the MIUI 7 as well as the MIUI 6 take a lot of RAM on the device. But when it comes to the overall display density, the Mi 4i has a better display, and the Android version on Coolpad Note 3 is 5.1, which is higher than that on the Mi 4i, which is the Android 5.0.2. Overall, when it comes to battery life, both of these smartphones are great. The Mi 4i has a nice battery life because of the fact that it has a 3000 plus mAh battery, while the Coolpad Note 3 is closely enough because it does not have a full HD display to drain all of that battery, so it does last long. We compared camera on both of these devices, and here are some of the shots that we took. So we will just show those shots to you guys. So in order to show the overall difference in quality of the cameras, so the flower that we chose for the subject for this macro shot, we were very surprised that when we took this shot without enabling the HDR mode on both of these smartphones, the Mi 4i had a better color reproduction. And because of the fact that the Mi 4i has maybe a better display, so the color looks really closer to that shade of orange which was actually present on that flower, and not this yellowish color which is being shown on the Coolpad Note 3 camera. So this image, Mi 4i is better. When it comes to selfies, the color is a little bit exaggerated on the Mi 4i image and a little bit less on the image taken by Coolpad Note 3. Both of these smartphones feature 5-megapixel front camera and 13-megapixel back camera. So when it comes to the overall camera quality and image quality, the Mi 4i does look a little bit more warmer, and it depends upon what type of colors you like. So personal preference would account for a lot of preference over here. This was an image taken with HDR mode turned on, and on the Mi 4i as well as on the Coolpad Note 3, we found that the overall image was better in terms of color reproduction in the Coolpad Note 3 here. When it comes to final conclusion, we come to a conclusion that the Mi 4i has a better well-rounded camera, and the overall imaging capabilities of Xiaomi phones are really great till this time. When it comes to sound playback, both of these devices have great sound, while the Coolpad has a little bit higher sound as compared to the Xiaomi's Mi 4i. So this is a comparison you can hear. So this is being played on the Mi 4i right now, and the same thing when played on the Coolpad. So you can hear this. The overall sound has a little bit more depth and more bass on the Coolpad Note 3. So when it comes to the overall sound quality, the Coolpad Note 3 wins. But when you keep it on a flat surface and keep it like this, then the Mi 4i has a better sound. This is all because of the fact that when you see on the behind, the Mi 4i has a little bit protrusion over here, so that when you keep it on a flat surface, the volume does not get muffled up that much, while the Coolpad Note 3 does not have any of such things. So that's one con for the Coolpad Note 3, but the overall sound quality and everything, the Coolpad Note 3 wins. Now we are going to compare these devices in terms of performance, and let us just compare both of them on the AnTuTu benchmark. So while running the benchmark, we have switched the performance mode on the Xiaomi Mi 4i. Normally the Xiaomi Mi 4i is on a balanced mode, which allows the device to perform easily without being overheated. So let us just wait for this to finish up. The 3D benchmark is running right now on the Antutu benchmark, and the frames per second as is visible on both of these smartphones are in almost comparative range, 16 to 20, 25, not going above that. The final scores will tell the real story about this. So we got an extremely shocking score of 21,904 on the Mi 4i because of the fact that we are also using MIUI 7, which is a comparatively different software, and it is in beta build right now. On the MIUI 6, the Xiaomi Mi 4i was easily able to score above 34,000 and 35,000 on the Antutu benchmark. But still, this is an indicative that the CoolPad Note 3 is a very great smartphone when it comes to multitasking and performance, and it scores 33,887, which is a comparatively great score. Gaming on both of these smartphones is great, as we were able to play almost all HD games on both of these smartphones without any error or without any lags. And apart from that, the CoolPad Note 3 has a very distinguishing factor, which is its fingerprint sensor, which works really accurately and is able to detect a finger from no matter what angle you test. And even if your finger is a little sweaty, it will detect the touch and register your fingerprint and unlock the device. So that's a really nice addition. When it comes to pricing, the Mi 4i is priced at 13,000, the 16GB variant, while the CoolPad Note 3 is priced at around 9,000 rupees. And one of the great things about CoolPad Note 3 is that it has a micro SD card, expandable storage. So that's one of the great things about this device. And the Mi 4i does look a little bit more premium when held in hands as compared to the CoolPad Note 3. But the CoolPad Note 3 has better specifications in almost every terms, just except the display and the camera quality. The CoolPad Note 3 does trump the Mi 4i, but still, when it comes to the overall ease of usage and the UI, etc., it all depends upon what kind of smartphone do you want and what kind of performance do you seek from your smartphone. So guys, this was all for our initial comparison between the Xiaomi Mi 4i and the CoolPad Note 3 smartphone. Don't forget to hit like on this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is Aitanraj Jha from InspiredToRise.com signing off, folks. Stay inspired to rise.